to qualify for the playoffs and then BMW and Tour Championships. So it's it truly is. I feel like the best fields that we could get in the course of who's played the best the whole season. And I'm excited to get going.
We haven't seen you since the Open Championship. Anything particular you've been working on, or you get some weeks off with the family?
Yeah, I was very excited to take some time off. It's quite a grind, quite a stretch there. It seems like really from kind of PGA until about the Open. Feels like a lot of golf, a lot of traveling. But it was just nice to honestly take some time away, just relax a little bit, not do much, and get back into it. I think it's, at least for me, the time off is nice to where I'm excited to go out to the course and practice and feel like I'm kind of getting ready for something again, because it's if not, it can become a little, some days wake up and maybe not quite as motivated or excited as others. So just honestly just happy to be here and rested and refreshed.
And just wrapped up playing the back nine. How's the course looking entering this week?
The course looks awesome. I mean, it's obviously being closed through with the changes and no play. I mean, it's an unbelievable shape. I mean, the fairways are so perfect. The green's brand new. They're firm, but they're some of the best surfaces that we'll ever putt on. I feel like the slope of the greens are definitely softer, and that part will be a little easier in terms of kind of around the greens and chipping once they settle and aren't quite as firm and fresh like this, but the rough is the longest I've ever seen it, so it's definitely a premium on putting the ball in the fairway on every hole kind of thing.
And final one for me before we open up to media. Posted you have a Memphis playlist. How's that been going listening to the course, and what's the favorite song on the playlist?
Yeah, it's good. Not necessarily any favorite song in particular, but I have I don't know what adjective you would use to describe, but I definitely like my rap now and then, and saw a couple good Memphis rap playlists, so probably something a lot of people didn't think I'd listen to, but here we are.
Perfect. We'll open up. We have Tim Buckley here with Daily Memphi, and we'll start off with.
Morning, Justin. Talked about course changes and improvements. Do you think it makes it a tougher course or more player-friendly course? And what about some of the improvements off the course itself, like that chipping area? How much of a benefit is that?
Yeah, the chipping green's great. That was something I remember the staff or some people had even asked, last year what I thought of it, and I was like, honestly, I think it's kind of a wasted great space. I mean, you don't very often on a property get a chance to have a big chipping facility like that, and the green just had way too much slope. You couldn't even use like half of it, so they did an unbelievable job of two different greens there. I think it's a great addition, but I think the course, I mean, the greens being brand new, they'll be very firm this year, but like I said, they softened a lot of the slopes. They made the greens a little bigger in some areas, so I mean, anytime there's less slope and make the greens a little bigger, that's gonna make scoring, I would say, a little easier over the long run, but it'll be a couple years before the greens are not still fresh and really firm. But a lot of it just, when the rough's like this, it's different golf course. I mean, you have a lot of holes where if you don't hit the fairway, you're not gonna be able to get to the green, and so it's just with the plan like that, I think it's it might play a little easier over the long term, but I think it's definitely more playable for your everyday member, which is great.
Going over here to Dave.
Good morning. Justin, you've had a very nice season. Are you happy with it?
I think so. I don't know. I definitely know, 3 ways I can make it a lot happier and feel a lot better about it, but I'm definitely not going to make any judgments or assess anything for the time being with 3 big events left and 3 tournaments. I feel like I, could have good chances to go out and try to win and put myself in contention. So that's the goal, just to try to do that each week I'm I'm teeing it up these next three, and hopefully we can try to get a couple of them, and ultimately the FedExCup. So it's hard to say right now, but ask me again in 3 weeks, hopefully.
I will. I'll do that. Actually, I'm thinking there's 4 big events with one in New York coming up too. Back of your mind somewhere, just wanting to get that form even better than it is now?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I'm thinking about it, but in terms of form and playing well for it, I mean, first and foremost, it's I really, really want to I want to be in that top 6. Just for me personally, it would mean a lot to me to get that done, because it's, having been picked, or having to rely on a pick a couple times, I definitely like the level of low stress, and just the sense of calm knowing that you're qualified versus waiting for that phone to ring. But I have a lot of golf tournaments and a lot of big events between now and then. I'm obviously thinking about it a lot, but in terms of actual golf, I have plenty between now and then to focus on.
Yeah, last one for me. How's your practice regimen at home changed since you became a dad? How have you just balanced that better, balanced the time now that you're concentrating on somebody who's obviously going to take up a lot of it, and rightfully so? For
sure. I mean, I'm first off very, very fortunate to, have a great wife in Jill, who is understanding that, this isn't just like a fun hobby that I'm doing. This is obviously my job. That while there's more so the changes are when I'm away from the golf course, right? It's just not that I'm able to go be gone for 6 or 8 hours during the day and I just come home and sit on the couch. Like, I'm well aware that, it not only is that what I feel like I should do, but it's also what I want to do. I don't want to be a father that is not really present or helping very much. And we're very fortunate, where I have a wife who does so much and helps, that it's nice to return the favor when I can. So it's I'm way more structured in my practice. I think in the beginning it was I didn't realize how often I would just kind of go to the course not really knowing what I'm doing. But I need to know what I'm doing and try to, just manage the time and just make it much more efficient. I feel like my practice has been a lot more efficient, but I'm still spending a lot of hours out at the course. It's just maybe a little more refined and productive.
Just down the road to Luke.
Hey, JT. You lead the tour in birdie conversion percentage this year. I'm just wondering, how would you maybe explain that? What makes you good on, converting birdie putts? How do you do something like that well?
I don't really know, to be honest. I like making birdies. I like making lots of them. I don't necessarily feel like I have a different mindset on a birdie putt versus a par putt. I mean, I'm sure I do somewhat, but I don't. I don't know. It's a very good question. I unfortunately don't have a very good answer. Really, it sounds like any answer for you, but I just know I like making them. That's about the best I could probably tell you.
No, totally. And then another question is, every time I see you on the range, you've got some obstacle in the way between you and the golf ball. I'm just wondering, how did you land on that being a method that kind of works for you, and what's the kind of thinking for why you use that stuff?
I think it just started with my dad at a very young age. I think it's like I do it all the time in pro-ams. It's like guys that slash across it. It's like, if I put a head cover in front of you to the left, you need to avoid that head cover. And, quite often they will hit it, but it's something of when you're on the range, everybody reacts to different things differently. But for me, it's just, if something is there, I'm subconsciously going to miss it. And then what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to associate a feel to what I'm doing to miss that, or which I feel like is, swing properly or move how I want to. So yeah, it's something I've always done. I feel like I just react and respond well to objects or sticks or whatever it is, and I'm able to just kind of react to them. And like I said, yeah, I'm just trying to put something to that kind of thing.
Moving over to the left, we have Roman here.
Hey Justin, this is your 6th year playing at TPC Southwind, and you've always had a great relationship with the patients at St Jude. What do the moments you have with these patients throughout the week mean to you in the midst of such a high stakes tournament?
It's great. It's it's so powerful. It's extremely yeah. It's hard to explain. I mean, just every encounter and opportunity I've been fortunate enough to meet. You know, some of these kids. It's I mean, just met the sweetest little girl, 13-year-old Michelle, on the 11th hole at tee this morning, and I mean, she just was. Not only was she so smart, just spoke so well. But, you know, she just was so positive, so happy, and just, like, so gracious to be out there. Like, didn't really know anything about golf, but she didn't care. Like, it was 7:15 in the morning. Like, I mean, I said to her, why, you should be in bed right now, but she didn't care. Like, she just was happy to be there. And I'm sure it gives those kids a whole new perspective and just an opportunity to look at things a little differently. And I know it does for us too, because it is. We're so lucky to be able to obviously do what we love and do it at a high level, but and then to have a tournament like this and you know, have St. Jude involved and so many of these kids involved, it's a really, really cool thing.
A few years ago, you had a moment with a patient named Bailey. I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah.
He was actually one of my childhood best friends. So does that kind of give you, those moments like that, give you something a little extra to play for?
For sure, it felt like a little, you know, a cool connection. I mean, I remember a couple of years doing like the shoes and having like Bailey design a pair of shoes for me. And yeah, I've been fortunate enough, I mean, to kind of see some of those kids at the tournament or at a different tournament and their parents' families. And yeah, it feels like sometimes you don't, you know, I don't want to feel like I put too much pressure on myself. Obviously, it's like I want to play well for the kids and for myself, but yeah, it's just another great opportunity, I'd say.
Perfect. Any other questions? We'll go and wrap things up. Justin, thanks for the time. Good luck this week.
Appreciate it.
All right.